Hello guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my Armoured Fury campaign in WARNO, playing on the PACT side. Previously, we smashed into the British armour. The Queen's Own Hussars and the 1st Royal Tank Regiment were decimated by our T-80BVs, the Chieftains and Challengers being brought down, and that was really successful. Today we're going to be trying to take out, or at least push back, the Royal Anglian Regiment here, the 2nd Battalion. So let's start with that. We have both the 1st and 2nd Battalion of the 62nd Guards ready to go. I don't know if I'm going to need both. If I do bring both, it would be a total victory which we could auto-resolve, but I don't think I want to auto-resolve this early into the campaign because it may cause us to lose our important recon assets. Just in like the odd 1 or 2 infantry that we lose during those auto resolves. So it may be a better idea for me to just engage with one of the units and have this sort of small battle, and then we can potentially follow up with another attack onto the 1st Royal Tank Regiment, which could completely disorganize them immediately, which would be such a good start for us. And we might also be able to take this flag as well, which is important because if we look at the objectives, Hanover is our objective, and that gives you 20 points if you control it. But every turn, each one of these flags is giving the owner 1 point. So if I can take a flag early on, that will mean we have much less catching up to do as the turns continue to roll over. So let's select here. We're going to take a 1v1. The map's pretty good for this tank unit, so I think we're okay. Let me just double check what they have up their sleeve. It is going to be 1 chieftain that we've got to look out for. There's lots of Milan 2s, including Spartan MCTs. So yeah, Milans are the thing I need to worry about here. This tactical battle, and we'll jump on in. The other thing about using only 1 unit, is we can do a big follow-up attack afterwards with the units that still have action points, if there's potential to do so at least. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll probably need the BRM 1K on the left just to kind of spot things as quickly as possible as they try and move into Anna. We'll bring a few tanks on that side. I'll need a leader as well. Do I have many leaders? Well, I don't have many leaders at all. Well, we can capture Boris and Anna, and we're not going to be contesting center anytime soon, so that's okay. I just need to make sure I do not lose those. That is going to be extremely important. We'll do a T-80BK here with a couple of T-80BVs. Make sure the T-80BK is behind. And then we'll take the recon infantry here. And then maybe some BMP-2s. BMP-2s will get popped pretty easily by the enemy HGMs, so I'm going to have to be careful. Like, Milans are going to chew these up, but having the Monostrelki is important as well, just to help clear out the trees. So we will do something like that. May leave like 1 unit on the right. We could just do like a BMP-2 unit here. Maybe a machine gun as well. And then we can launch the battle. Alright, off we go. We'll get the BMP in on the left. I'm going to wait a little bit before moving forwards to BRM, because I want the convoy to catch up. Otherwise this BRM might get caught with its pants down. And these are our 2 recon units for our entire battalion, so yeah, mustn't waste them. I've got to be extra careful. So throughout this campaign, I will try and do my best to limit losses. I know some of you guys like it when I'm going like full perfection. I'm not going to be aiming for full perfection because it's kind of tedious and slow. But I will be doing my best to limit losses at least, other than that. There goes the rover. Good. We'll just keep making ground here important that we don't let them get across that bridge. On this side, we're going to drive up to that tree line and unload. It looks like we stopped them from getting across. This is good. Let the T-80s go first. Okay, we'll let the motor striker move in there. The MP2s can just attack move through because that's a lot of rifles, so we can probably kill those. Let's get my motor striker out and they can start walking over here. Alright, it's going to be Milan time. We will smoke that up, get back, get the Gvozdikas in. It may also be fun to try out the Vasilok, since we're going to have those. The FP432s also have Milans, that's a bit awkward. The Motorrazvedka can move forwards now, and the BMP-1 can come with us. We'll get our other Ural over here. It's all of my every single supply unit brought in. We've only got 4 Gvozdikas, so we're going to have to use these carefully. Although they don't have any counter battery that's going to be able to reach, so we're okay in that regard. I think what I'm going to do is we'll have these T-80s kind of move back around like so. I'm just going to have to maybe bait the HGems to fire and then follow up with artillery. Scimitar, destroy my BMP-2 on the right as well as my machine gun, which is unfortunate, but I guess my bad for not having a tank on that side. These Motor team moving across the bridge. I'm not sure I'm getting away with that just yet. I've got to get the BRM into this tree line. Yeah, we're firing away with the Gvozdikas. Hopefully take out that Milan. And we'll be contesting this sector soon, which will be slowing down the conquest victory as well. As soon as we get across the river here, we'll be able to kind of sweep across, I think, and knock stuff out. But in the meantime, we're kind of just saving up points for T-80 BBs. I really shouldn't let these like full waste their salvos, because that's a lot of ammo and we really don't have that much ammo. Like, as soon as I saw that die, I probably should have stopped them from firing. Okay, time for the T-80s to move across. Well, not the T-80s, the Motostraki first, then the T-80s afterwards. Once the Motorazvedka gets to the edge, I'm tempted to move forwards my T-80s. We need to start getting kills onto these transports. Okay, Milan 2 out in the open, good. Good kill. I don't care about repairing the BMP, so we're just going to repair the T-80. It's going to have to smoke and pull back. That's a lot of Milans. I don't know if I can aim at that in time. It's going to be very difficult to aim in time at some of these units because the aim time's different to what I'm used to with the artillery work. It may be worth like over-exaggerating and then holding fire. Although in this case it should be fine. I'm just hoping that these are going to fire the whole amount. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Okay. Don't waste any more shots. Really good. Okay, with the Motostraki across here, I'm very happy. That means we can get the T-80s across. I'll also bring the BMP-2s with me. Okay, the BRM can start moving across. I mean, these are amphibious, so they're able to just splash in and get across. T-80 is going to use the bridge. As long as they're not going to get shot in the side by a Milan, I'm all good. I think we're off to a nice start here. Get some more T-80s to join us on that side. Just going to add the Kavostikas to a control group so I don't have to look at them every time I want to use them. That is a smoke. They're shooting in from two sides there. I'm going to put the Vasilok on to fire at will. And that will just start poking stuff for us. The importance here is to make sure that these do replenish their smoke. Either the Vasilok already firing at the Milan too. That's good. Really fun watching those Vasiloks fire, actually. Four rounds going up at a time. Actually have some reasonable range there as well. The range on that. 5,000? The dispersion must be pretty crazy at max range though. Anytime that Vasilok is seeing a unit, it's just sending some rounds in that direction, and that's pretty handy. So a slower engagement, but an important engagement, and so far we only made that one mistake on the right there. The more Milans I can take out, the better.
Я броня! Цель обнаружена! На связи!
Right, we'll move up the BMP2 there as well to help with the T-80. Oh no, we might lose one. Oh, they're so accurate. I couldn't smoke because it got stunned. I could have smoked it maybe straight away, but I was basically trying to stop him from engaging the others, so yeah, that's a tough loss. It's funny how they all just like pop out of nowhere in the same position. Really kind of scary trying to move up. Even with the exceptional optics recon, it's just so difficult to see them before they fire sometimes. I've even got this Monostraki like running up through the tree line. We got this one running forwards. In theory, we should see stuff in good time. Like that Milan, for example. Well, BMP2 got killed. Scimitar's coming in on the flank. Just make sure that T-80 is in cover. Oh, did I lose my T-80 over here as well? Wow. That's not good. Did not notice that. Here's their only tank. That is gone. That's me saying how I'm going to try and avoid unnecessary losses, but yeah, those Scimitars actually broke through. The British forces are no slouch. They have so much more recon than I do. All these ferrets everywhere. Another Milan in there. Alright, we'll just let that T-80 BV back all the way up. Right, 5 more morale to go. We know that there's an HGM in here somewhere, so we'll go and try and hunt that down, and I'll probably try and use these stickers to hit some of the stuff in the open as well, because there's 2 more Milans. Okay, that'll be the last. Job done. Alright, not as clean as I would have liked. Still technically a total victory with the 6-1 KD. The T-80 BVs, it looks like a Milan 2 must have snuck up on the one on the right. I must have placed it too far forwards and the Scimitars killed the BMP2s that were there. Rough.
Tally two.
Oh, the movement there is very awkward.
Good hit on one.
I was hoping they would fall backwards, not to the side. Okay. Well, that kind of means we have to make the same attack again. I really don't want to have to play this out, but if I auto-resolve and lose a recon unit, I'll be very sad. What did we lose? We lost a vehicle and 2 tanks. It's okay. Alright, they are disorganized. So that's good. But now what do we do? If I move forwards here, this unit may get called out overextending, because none of these units behind will be able to reinforce. That being said, I have a potential here to disorganize another of these tank units if I can get close enough. Actually, I might not be able to. It may just be a matter of destroying this disorganized unit. If I drive here and we attack this unit, technically going to be a draw because the Scots Guards can get involved. So they will defend this disorganized unit, most likely. Let's bring in my big boy artillery. And we will tactical battle this. Okay, they didn't defend them. Good to know. Alright. So now we're in a position where if we get attacked on these two, this one should be close enough to defend. And if we get attacked here, this one should be able to help out. That should be fine. Alright, moving on. We are probably going to be shifting up towards Hola. So let's go and do that. Move up here first. Alright, what are we up against? Leopard 2A1s. Lots of Leopard 2A1s. That's going to be an interesting fight, because they have slightly better guns than we do, but we have the better HGM advantage. I'm going to move like so. We'll just make sure we got plenty of action points there. These can just roll up as fast as possible behind. We'll keep this artillery unit more central. Let's move them there. Leader can move up with us. AA move up as far as they can and deploy. Okay, so we're sort of spearheading 3 different attacks. We've got one here, and then we'll have this small group kind of push into the middle with the helicopter support and also the support of the airborne. This is another AA unit. We can move up quite far and deploy those. Our entire front will be covered. Very good. Just going to keep these sort of in between for now. The HQ following up. Lovely. Reinforcements. Just more tanks on the way at turn 6. Okay. Alright, well that looks like it's the end of our turn. Let's have a look at the quick casualties. We have lost 16 soldiers, 1 artillery piece, 9 tanks, and 2 support units. And NATO, after 4 battles, has lost 1 battalion, 435 soldiers, 18 artillery, 38 tanks, and 142 support units. Quite substantial losses for the first turn, actually. Now let's see what happens in the next turn. Well, they are on the retreat, it looks like. Our counter-attack here has started well. They seem to all just be running. Interesting. Well, let's head up to this town, see how we're getting on here. They've quite simply left that, so we can go and move in there. Absolutely fine by me. I'm curious what happens next. Are they just baiting me forwards? It could just be a big bait. Like, this unit seems awfully overexposed up the front there, so we're gonna fall back and make sure we have a good chunk of units here. Artillery needs to play catch up. The AA can move up. Make sure we deploy that. We're going to move through here to this road, and I can move up on that side as well. We'll bring the Okhrani battalion with us for that one. Okay, on this side we can actually catch up to them, so we can continue to chase down the heels of the British forces. But I think we're going to want to split a little bit, so just check how I want to do this. This is going to be an 8 action point, so that's good. We can attack twice. I think staying on the road is our best course of action. In this case, the 1st Royal Tank Regiment will be able to reinforce, so I think I should have at least another unit join me on the front. Maybe this unit, since it's the furthest back. And that's going to leave me with plenty of units to move up on this side. That is a thick unit. 14, 12 on the strength. Full of challenges. Absolutely rammed to the brim with them. Crazy. Alright, we'll move him even further forwards on that side. Where am I sending the leader? The leader can just kind of come up behind. These guys can move to the right. We'll keep the artillery relatively central. AA needs to move up. Deploy. We'll keep the recon on the right side here. It's a rather large concentration. There's another one there. These are the Challenger Mark IIIs. These are even better than the Challenger Mark IIs because of their superior gun. They get that 20 penetration over the 18 penetration. So this is going to be the hardest unit to break down. I'll move my helicopters to that side. Units need to play catch up. Okay. So let's just do this battle. I don't think I have any artillery to join me. Unless this MLRS gets in range. Not quite. What about the artillery there? Perfect. Okay, that's good. Having some sort of artillery is actually pretty important for an engagement against infantry. It's primarily infantry, and then they're backed up by challengers. Sorry, not challengers, just chieftains in this case. Alright, so those two go in. Artillery joins us. Don't think I need to worry about aircraft, but I can bring my own. So it may as well be using the big 25 RBFs again. The map is a tough one. Let's see how we get on. I am surprised that the AI kind of buckled already on the defense. They've just decided to retreat in the campaign map. It may cause us issues though, if they are like going to clump up with like another big a big amount of units. We'll take the first line, but really struggle to break the second line. Okay, so usually the fighting happens quite dramatically in this area. We also might struggle in this area. So not entirely sure how I want to go about this. I need to get some sort of recon into this high-rise building, like the towers here. We don't have too much recon infantry. It looks like it's just going to be up to this Motorosvedka to get there and hopefully not be taken out along the way. We can have my leader on this side as well to assist the T-80s. We can put T-80s, a couple over here in case they want to flank. And again, I will need some recon infantry for that tower. On this side, recon infantry, preferably for this tower, but we'll start in this tower. And we'll slowly work our way up that right side with some tanks. Now the difficulty on the attack here is if I'm splitting my forces, then, and they do not with their tanks, we're going to have a real nasty tank engagement on our hands that is going to be pretty lethal for us. The fact that all of these artillery units only get 5 MTLBs for their supply is absolutely criminal. I think we just need to back up these tanks to make sure we're not losing these engagements. There's also a road that moves all the way over on this side. I may want to place something in the trees there. I have known the AI a couple times to drive stuff around the edge of the map there. The other thing I'm going to do, I think we're missing maybe some infantry in this town just to prevent stuff from pushing through the middle. We may also need a couple on the right to secure these buildings so that then we can push beyond that. That'll do. Let's go ahead and get underway. And then I'm probably going to start bringing in some Akataya. That's going to be the next thing that I need to do. So we've got 120 morale to destroy. And the T-80s should be pretty good. They're going to outmatch the chieftains quite well. Just speed things up a little bit. Just got to pay attention to these recon units as they move into position. We don't want to get taken out by some British scouts. That would be a big mistake. Large amount of forces coming down this side. We're going to move into the tree line here. Oh no! The tanks actually managed to get on top of my forces there. Really not good. Yeah, my Motorosvedka already going down is really bad. Otherwise, the engagement is good. Losing the recon though, that's really tough.
местам! Хорошо горит!
Okay, good kills, good kills.
Жду ваших указаний! Хорошо горит! Понял, готов! Ищем цель! Огонь по готов! Боеприпасы заканчиваются! Молодец, заводчик!
Been a brutal engagement at the start of this one.
Боекомплекта больше
Took a
нет!
lot of damage.
Товарищ командир!
Not going to be able to fix all of that up.
Броня на связи! Хорошо горит! Выполнение моего
Looks like we're not going to need to
задания!
on this side, as the T-80BV catches a Milan 2.
Новых указаний!
As Vidka not quite seeing that one. Crikey. That was a start. Okay, what we're going to want to do is get some more infantry just to help secure this, and yeah, these Monostarki can start moving up on this side.
Враг перед! Караул в ружье!
I will have to bring up a Ural to fix that T-80.
Экипаж танка к бою! Так точно,
These
товарищ
tank
командир!
engagements at the start of a game are always incredibly volatile.
Броня на связи!
Never quite know how it's going to go,
Цель обнаружена!
where they're going to push. It seemed like in this case they actually pushed in two places, which is
День твой, последний приходит!
not
Буржуй!
common. Usually they'll either put a whole convoy down here or a convoy down here, not both. I think it's just because they have so many tanks, they probably just
Торможу!
threw them at me.
По местам! Враг перед! Караул в ружье!
We do still have the bombers, so let's just get them out. Useful in situations like this where I just want to kill these
Четко!
Milan 2s ASAP. In this case, the Monostarki can just run them down. If they come out into the open, the T-80s are close enough to get the machine guns on target, so it's not so much of a problem.
Так держать, бойцы! Броня на связи! Ищем цель! Огонь по готовности! Мехвод! Корректируем вперед! По местам! Вперед! Огонь с коротких! Жду новых указаний! Хорошо горит!
Good kill.
Проверка связи! Прием!
Try and get the Monostarki forwards and see if they take too much damage.
Поворот не пропустили?
Have to unload these Monostarki and then we'll move forwards the rest, because the Monostarki are basically my recon now for the middle. I can bring up a BRM, I suppose. If those Monostarki can get to the edge of these tree lines, then
Я броня! Цель
we can probably
обнаружена!
move the BRMs into those positions as well.
Приказом! День твой, последний приходит! Буржуй! Жду новых указаний! Одним империалистом меньше! Всем залечь! Первый... Понял.
Right, decent amount of infantry there, we'll go and bomb that. Might also bomb this tree line.
По вашему приказу взвод построен. Кажется, нам конец. Хорошо горит! Отделение, стой! По местам!
I'll probably want to start getting those Akatayas in.
Борт готов.
Okay, we took out the rifles.
Проверка связи.
Put the Razvedka there on to hold,
Хватит сидеть.
put the Monostarki back.
Жду приказа. За родину! Боекомплекта больше! Торможу!
Okay, that is a decent amount of 80 gems in there.
Добавим огневой мощи. Корректируй огонь. Настоятели! Пулей туда!
We have been spotted. Gotta move.
Я броня! Цель обнаружена! Вперед! Ищем цели! Проверка связи! Так точно, товарищ командир! Война войной, а обед по расписанию. Вас понял. Меняем позицию. Конец связи. Экипаж танка к бою готов. Короткими
Let's move those monostraki forwards. Try and get into these buildings.
Служу Советскому Союзу.
If we're successful, I can maybe move forwards those T-80s.
Выполнение моего задачи готов. Разведсвод в вашем распоряжении. Ну, поехали. Враг перебит. Караул в ружье.
I do need to keep the... Okay, let's not
Больше нет.
be greedy there, just get the smoke up.
Проверить снаряжение. Заряжен.
Just get some more artillery on position. But we'll get that Rozvedka in, the last of them. If the monostraki get into position, the Rozvedka can replace them.
Броня на связи. Огонь по готовности. Давай так держать, бойцы. Жду ваших указаний. Торможу. По местам. Цель поражена. Я броня. Цель обнаружена.
Both of those missed. Amazing.
Товарищ танки, грязь
We'll
не
have to
боятся.
keep the ones that are really low further back. The rest can move
По
forwards.
местам. Хорошо горит.
We use a couple of MTLBs.
Я броня. Аты-маты, шли солдаты. И назад. Боекомплекта больше нет. Выполнение моего задачи готов. Всем залечь. Хватит
Gotta respect the chieftains.
заняться нечем. Жду ваших указаний. Враг перебит. Караул в ружье. Молодец, наводчик. Проверка связи. Прием, торможу. Открыть огонь. Экипаж танка к бою готов. Я броня. Цель обнаружена. Жду новых указаний.
Yeah, 2v1 is not happening.
Еще один готов.
Good kill though by the Akitsayas.
Корректируй огонь. Царица полей слушает. Я броня. Цель обнаружена. На связи. Молодец, наводчик.
Oh, nasty ambush there.
Всем залечь. Молодец, наводчик.
Good kills.
По местам. Достанем их из-под земли.
The artillery's doing well. Let's just bring up more. Just get them on to fire at will, and then we can just start pasting any units that are just sitting around.
Громко и четко.
There's a lot of FB432s.
Приготовиться к бою. Боекомплекта больше нет. Торможу. Первым делом, самолет.
I wonder if we can get some good bombs on those.
Всем залечь. Я броня. Цель обнаружена. Хорошо горит. Работа пустой. Возвращайся.
Got a couple bombs there. The rest I put up there because it looked like that's where they were all heading.
Все выше, выше, выше. Жду новых указаний. По местам. Хорошо горит. Товарищ командир. Хорошо горит. Задним ходом марш. Торможу. Еще бы чуть-чуть.
What a shot from the chieftain there. Maximum cohesion lost, accurate shot.
Торможу.
Crazy.
Эх, путь-дорожка фронтовая.
Okay, more T-80s are needed across the front. So let's just keep bringing them in.
Молодец!
Rozvedka can work its way up to the tower again.
Жду ваших указаний. Молодец, молодчик.
Cheeky Spartan MCT in there. But loads of damage been done. Really nice. I only got 33 more morale to go. And with all this artillery in, we can pop them all on to fire at will. And that will start just blowing up anything that's like stationary at the moment.
Выше нас только звезды.
Hopefully they won't be too wasteful.
Добавим
All of them
огневой
are firing at the swing fire at the moment. We'll probably just let them fire one.
Я броня. Цель обнаружена. Остановимся. Корректируй огонь. Броня на связи. Хорошо горит. Я броня. Цель обнаружена.
Taking out those is so important. Those Milans. It's always so sketchy though, because that P80BV is only on
Молодец,
6 health.
молодчик.
7 health actually. I guess that's not so bad.
Жду ваших указаний. Я броня. Цель обнаружена. Готов. Молодец, наводчик. Готов к бою. Вперед! Огонь с коротких! Вы уверены, что там безопасно? Я броня. Цель обнаружена.
Where do we go from here? I think we maybe just let these chieftains keep coming and we can take them out on this junction, and then on this side
Проверка связи. Прием.
maybe it's a Modostraki job just to kind of push through this tree line and try and figure out what's there.
Готовы вдарить, товарищ командир.
I also think that I should be focusing that tree line again.
В вашем распоряжении. Выполнение боевой задачи готов. Так точно, товарищ командир. День твой последний приходит, буржуй.
I'm going to move forwards the T-80s on the right here. We might expose a position of a Milan.
Молодец, наводчик. Жду ваших указаний. Их вот, к ориентиру вперед. Я броня. Царица полей слушает. Экипаж танка к бою готов. Вперед! Ищем цели! Еще бы чуть-чуть! И жду новых указаний. Впереди противник. Проверка связи. Прием.
Both are just missing each other. Good.
Товарищ командир.
If you hit first, you do have quite a big advantage in tank battles because of cohesion.
Я броня. Цель обнаружена. Жду ваших указаний. Хорошо горит. Стою назад. Аккуратно. Экипаж танка к бою готов. Болванка в танк ударила. Жду новых указаний. Вперед! Огонь с коротких! Обнаружен противник. По местам! Боекомплекта больше нет! Понял, торможу! Броня на связи! К бою! Готов! Боекомплекта больше нет!
That's sketchy. Alright, gets bombs. So does the Milan.
Молодец, наводчик.
That should be the last 2 kills if these are on target. That one didn't quite hit the mark. It might have been an armoured vehicle with the Milan on it.
Цель обнаружена. Еще бы чуть-чуть и... Броня... Так точно, товарищ командир.
Definitely a Milan there. But that is gone. And that is victory. Beautiful. 120 kills, 7 losses. That was not bad at all. Only 1 T80 BV going down. The Motorvedka dying is really sad, but otherwise a pretty good victory for us. And another bunch of damage dealt. The 1st Royal Tank Regiment is in fact disorganized completely already. That is huge. So we can now follow up with more attacks there. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. So I'm going to leave it there. In the next episode, what we'll do is probably do the follow-up attacks onto the Scots Guards. Might be able to disorganize those and then do a follow-up onto the 1st Royal Tank Regiment to completely destroy them. That would be huge. And then I think we just move the rest of our forces and move on to the next turn, because there's no real big attacks we can make. We're just short of engaging the Germans on the left. We can't really make too much more ground in the center without overextending. So yeah, this is the only attacks we're going to be making, and then it will be moving on to the Royal Scots and the 2nd Royal Tank Regiment here, which look very scary. Very scary indeed. Alrighty, well that's it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.